Hey, Hans from Request for Music here, and yes, I will be leaving for holidays in 2 days. Next Friday, I'll be gone. But I wanted to show you something that I'm working on right now. So this is a preview of this module here, the chords module. I will be finishing it after my holiday. So hopefully it will be in the store somewhere. Well, later on. And this chords module is something that I will use myself. I have no idea if anyone else will be interested at all, but I often use some chords in the background, and due to my setup here in my studio, it's not always as easy to play a melody and be working on my screen and at the same time play chords and stuff. So I wanted something that I could sort of edit as a chord editor and just play stuff in there and have it played in sequence. So I've got this small editor here, and I see the actual the actual chord that should be played now is that C chord. So that means that if I play it, it will play a couple of notes, and I'll put it up to 4 notes. This is the switch where you can set it to 2 notes, 3 notes, or 4 notes if you have a chord that needs 4 notes. And I have it going through my mix and through my delay, and let's see how my output is doing on things. Yeah, that's okay. Won't be too loud, but I don't really need that. So I've got this chord. Excuse me for that. I got these 3 notes creating that chord, and I've got this editor. So it's now just creating that chord, going through my mix, and the mix is going through my delay. So if I look at the cables, let's show the cables. This is hooked up to my mixer. This is hooked up to my delay, to my reverb, and then it's going into the main out. So that's pretty simple, pretty basic. And what this has is, it has these chords, and I can actually change my attack, decay, sustain, release, because there are 4 oscillators in there, and there's the envelopes, the matching envelopes, and filters, so I can actually change the sound for the filter. And I have, on my filter, I have my cutoff, I have my resonance that I can change, and I have the envelope depth that I can change. And yeah, filtering it will be gone at some point, but let's turn these back, and of course it's still in sort of an alpha stage. I'm still working on it. And further on I have a transpose, so I can go an octave down if I want it. But the nice thing then, and apart from that, I can take the bass of the bass CV of that chord out and put it into a different oscillator or something, and have a gate out to have that connected. I see that my latest plate didn't get in. This is a gate input, or an input to go to the next chord if you want it to be triggered by some external source. But the main thing is that I can just go in here and put an extra chord in. So if I do something like a D minor, for instance, they should be comma separated. So if I take this, it's now going to play those D minor and the C, and then it's going to loop back because it's on loop. So it's going to just loop through those 2 chords, and I can go on playing that. So that means that if I, for instance, would use a simple text editor, something like this, I'm not quite sure if you see that. Yes, you do. If I would take something like this, I can actually use those chords, and you see the commas in between, but you also see the colons there with a number, which means actually that depending on the beat per minute, because I've got it pretty slow right now, but let's get back to 120 or something. This, and if I wanted to have something like that, I could actually change the chords by using a colon and then press a number, and let's say that the first one, that the actual count for each chord is now 1 beat. And if I wanted this to be 3 beats, for instance, because I want this one to be 1 and the next one to be 3, so I have a total of 4 beats there, I can just enter that. And did I do it correctly? No, I pressed the semicolon instead. So let's see, where is it? So you could do stuff like this then, yeah, so you get the different sort of time scaling. So if I would use something like this, where I first of all take my chords in, so I have a G minor 7th, which I want to be in there for 4 beats, and then the C7, G minor 7th again, and so on. So if I just take all of this and copy this and select here and paste it in, I get a full, yeah, sort of bar arrangement. And then transpose this down. So it's easier for me now to just take, yeah, let's take my prism out. That's the most complete all-in-one synth. So if I just pitch this in and use my gate in and use my outputs to connect this here and take the envelope on, so I have something to play with, take this emotion down and oh, actually, I think that I had my Korg on. So if I take this out, you will probably see, if I take that to the foreground, that I have my a Korg. So something like that. So yeah, it's pretty easy now using it as a sequencer to play those chords and just go ahead and play with it. So just wanted to show you the preview, and I'll be back in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.